Alright, tonight I want to talk about the space between. Keep getting that pop up in my head. And first, I want to go over the bones I found in Kramer, no, Cheney State Park, Kansas. They looked like either like it was three bones. It had one had it was like smaller. It was like a connector piece, like this part of it, and the other part was a longer bone like this, or maybe this, and then another bone that was like broken off. But I'm just looking at the anatomy of this and the elbow. I'm fairly certain they were human bones I found. I wish I didn't just leave them there. But I wasn't sure, so that's why I kind of left them there. And I also didn't want bad juju for stealing bones from the ground. It was like on some random trail. So if you're ever in Cheney Park, when you there's like the first trail you hit, it's a real quick trail. There's a little bridge that they made, man-made like bridge that they put in there. To the left of the bridge, as you walk over the bridge, there's like soil and then like a little creek going through. Dig into that soil, and I put uh, the bones there. I left a marker too, a pack of Marlboro's cigarettes. But yeah, I'm starting with that. I was gonna make this stream about a revised version of my unified theory of the realm, but there's been some a challenge to it, and I got to do some more research about it. So I'm gonna postpone that and just make the stream. The stream is just gonna be on the space between, and not like teleportation, basically. That's what I'm gonna go into, and how that could work. Uh, so here are some videos. I'll try to speed them up like really fast, so I don't get a, a strike, and because they seem to be made by like bots or something. I don't know. But here's the first one.
Number 5. In Mexico 2015, the subway cameras captured a terrifying scene. In the images, we can see how a person throws themselves onto the train tracks just as it arrives. The driver stopped the vehicle, but there was no sign of the body. When they reviewed the images captured by the security cameras, they saw something very surprising. The woman had miraculously crossed the train tracks and managed to reach the front platform without a scratch. But how? Number 4. Now we go to Japan to learn about another fascinating story. This video was captured by security cameras located on a commercial avenue. Everything seems to be normal when suddenly a young man appears out of nowhere in the middle of the street. Watch the video and judge for yourself. Number 3. The following video will truly blow your mind. The video was captured by traffic cameras and it's really incredible. This young man is walking down the street when suddenly a car appears, but seconds before being hit by the vehicle, he mysteriously disappears. But the most surprising thing is that afterwards, he appears safely across the street, as if nothing had happened. Number 2. This video was recorded by a pedestrian who was witnessing a heated argument.
I'm stopping because I don't want to get copyright. I understand that a lot of these are probably fake, but they're all found footage. Like they're all security camera footage, and they can't all be fake. I mean, at least a couple of them have to be real. I have the same theory about like you see they do like the scary creatures, but it's like the security camera footage or it's like really grainy footage. Some of them have to be real. I don't know.
Between a couple in the middle of the street. The couple argues loudly and the woman becomes more and more upset. At one point, the girl is about to kick her boyfriend when he suddenly disappears. The woman's reaction is understandable, as she doesn't understand what happened. But hey, neither do we.
And that could be fake. You can see the outline still, kind of. The reactions, but is what's weird about these. Two different footage angles too. Now I get that these can be completely fake. Every single one of these can be fake, but I'm just putting it out there.
Number 1. And we end this ranking with another amazing video.
This one
A
looks
security
fake.
guard shared this video on social media because no matter how many times he watched it, he couldn't explain what had happened. The video shows us a young man who arrives at a place and starts looking for something. He can't seem to find it, and then he reaches down, touches something, and it begins to glow. After a few flashes, the man disappears. The video is really shocking and raises many doubts about whether teleportation is possible today. And with that mysterious video, we end our top 5 list. What did you think of these videos? Leave us a comment below, and don't forget to subscribe for more interesting videos just like this one.
That one seems kind of fake. Then I have another one here, just to point out that there's tons of examples of this.
This bizarre footage seems to show a young girl appearing out of nowhere. The video begins as a woman is seen walking alone outside.
I'll just turn off the sound so we don't get copyright strike. This one's weird too. There's a dash cam footage. It's always the crappy look, like the grainy videos that this shit pops up. That kind of makes them more realistic, I guess. I don't know. Look at this guy, just like appears out of nowhere. He could have been hopping the fence or something. He just got grainy because of the bad footage. But this one, I don't think is real. I think she just moves when the lady walks by. It's beautiful. I think she's just moving at the same exact time as this lady. That's all I think that is. This one is weird, but it seems a little too crazy. She has a halo around her head. I think this is like a stunt or something. I don't know if this one's real. But out of all of these, I think at least one or two might be real. And there's hundreds of these type of videos. Yeah, this one probably not. I guess a ghost type deal. It just disappears. I think that's like a ghost type thing. I think that's teleportation. I've seen this one, I think. I don't think I think it's fake because of the way they're moving the camera. Yeah, that's fake, I think. It's kind of weird. Could be easily fake, where just the guy just appeared at the same time and the guy was moving. I'm not gonna just make this about teleportation. Let's make it about the space between, like paranormal, what's real, what's not. I don't know. Just kind of like teleportation. And the space between is that void, the vacuum. And I'm always talking about the vacuum of space. You close the vacuum of space. As nature abhors a vacuum, whatever. And here's the first one. I already saw this one. All right. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is years ago I read this book, or half of the book, called Miracle Mastery. And tomorrow I'm going to a Airbnb that has no Wi-Fi or anything, and it's out in the middle of the woods. I'm going to go there for a couple days just to try some stuff. But one of the things I want to try is this. And this guy goes into how he learned how to do bilocation and I think teleportation. David DeBold, this guy, and he gets into how he does it, and he said it was all a breathing technique, where he would spend like an hour a day meditating and breathing in through his stomach, through his nose, in through the nose, in the stomach area, not the chest, not the lungs, the stomach, not the stomach, but like the belly area, like the diaphragm area, and then breathing out through the mouth. He would do that for like 60 minutes a day, and he was also like he was mastering himself. He was getting in shape, he was taking care of himself, all that kind of stuff. And he did that for like 60 days. And after like 60 days, he bilocated. He can see from two different locations at once, which is wild. And a ton of people have tried this, and they said it's actually legitimate. So I don't know. And the guy also said that at some point when he would do it, he would see like people would see him do it, and sometimes he said the people wouldn't even react, like they knew that it was possible. And he said when he would do that, it was in like the mountains of like Asia, somewhere around there. Like people already knew that people could do that, and they weren't even surprised. And he's like, well, how would they already know? He's like, well, if you think about it, would you want people to know that you could do that type of stuff? Think about what the government would do. Think about what like fame. Fame is horrible. It's like it's like a curse. To be famous. Why would you want that? Especially for something like this. Like look what they did to Jesus. Why would you want anyone to know? And that's what when I look through a bunch of saints articles about their abilities, they all seem to be they would just mind their own business. They weren't trying to like spread anything. They didn't want anyone to know. They just wanted to heal people that needed help and keep it all secret. Like they didn't want to become famous. And Jesus like went against that. He wanted to make it known, I guess. I mean, my theory is I looked at hundreds of different saints articles. I have the most comprehensive list of saints on the internet. I've mentioned this before. And my theory is people started doing what Jesus was teaching for the first 300 years then after he died. And the reaction from the Pharisee was to just murder them all or torture them all. Torture them to death. Like all of them. For 300 years, that's all they did. They would hunt these people that could do miracles and then kill them. That's what they did for 300 years. And then finally, they came up with the idea, wait, why don't it's obvious we're not going to stop the spread of this, so why don't we control it? And that enter Christianity. That's what I think of. And Christianity, there's a lot of truth in Christianity. But to fool someone, you tell them 9 truths and 1 lie. And the 1 lie, you make the 1 lie the most important thing. I mentioned this in a bunch of other videos. But yeah. And that guy talks about deep breathing, the miracle mastery guy. Well, this is something different. This is from this controversial martial art, and the Russians just call this like breathing properly because they got that weird dry sense of humor. And this guy was a major in the military for like special forces type people, and